Hey guys, and welcome to my sugar shack. We are boiling today, record amount. We have about 26 gallons of concentrate in the evaporator right behind me here. I was using my reverse osmosis machine through the night. Finished at 7 a.m. this morning. In total, we RO'd about 67 gallons of sap. And it all concentrated down to 26 gallons of concentrated sap. So it is just boiling away behind me, doing really well. I got the fire stoked, ready to go. I'm anticipating probably at least a 6-hour boil, maybe even an 8-hour boil. This is the most I've done so far at this point in the season. Really feeling excited about the evaporator. I just finished it, well, yesterday. I added a gasket around the where the evaporator pan actually sits on, right in there. You can't see it. The evaporator pan is actually sitting on it. Maybe see it through here. So that's really helping with the smoke that was leaking out around the sides of the pan. See, it was creating all this black stuff on the side of the pan there. Let's see in here. Ooh, yeah. She's burling. I'll show you guys inside of the sugar shack. We finally completed it as of yesterday. Well, there's always an ongoing project in the sugar shack, but for the time being, it is done. So here we are. Here it is. The last thing I had to do was figure out this, rewire the fan here. There it is. I made this insulating box out of spare pieces of insulation to go right over the fan there, and it plugs in here, and I got this little switch, and she is beautiful. Really excited to use that thing for the first time when I'm in here for the final boil. The RO is doing really great. I ordered 2 more membranes right here. I might order another pressure gauge as well. And it'll just really hopefully speed up the length of time that it takes to filter. Right now I'm filtering about 1 gallon of concentrate every 40 or so minutes. We should be doing, hopefully, at least, you know, maybe even double that once I get the membranes in, the other 2 membranes. So I won't have to stay in the sugar shack at night. She was going basically for 3 days straight trying to go through all that sap. And by some miracle, we got it done. That's pretty much what's new in the sugar shack. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys my new drawer shelves here. So I got all my stuff stored there and right here, and I'm pretty happy with this build. Yep, that's it. We filtered out all this permeate. This is pure filtered water. It is the byproduct of reverse osmosis. Well, in our case, it's a byproduct, but normally it would be what you keep in reverse osmosis, and you would discard the concentrate. But in our case, we're reversing the reverse osmosis, and we're keeping the concentrate, discarding of the permeate, although it does make it really nice to have fresh water in here. That's good. So yeah, that's what's new in the Sugar Shack. I'll show you that fan from the outside too. Taps are doing great. We had a pretty decent flow the last couple days. I collected 22 gallons yesterday, which was a record for a one-day collection. So pretty excited about that. The season is really starting to pick up here. Here is the outside. There's my little exhaust fan right there. Today's a little bit gray, so not too much for sap flow. Although I did check a few taps and a few of my good ones were already producing, so I'll probably be collecting a little later today. Might add just some regular sap into the warming pan over here too once it gets a little later in the day. I'm expecting hopefully between 6 and 8 quarts of syrup out of what we have going here, out of the 26 gallons of concentrate. So that boils down to about hopefully 2 gallons of syrup. She's really foaming up. What are we at? We are at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The warming pan, 82.9. That's getting nice and toasty. Start this flow in. There we go. Hopefully that should match the rate of evaporation. Just add into it little by little over time. So that makes it really handy. Yep, that's what we got going on here. Check in with you guys a little later when it gets down, and then we can go to the final boil, see what we get for syrup. You see me looking into each of the buckets before I pour them into my main bucket. I do that for good reason, because one time I found a dead mouse in one of the buckets. You gotta be careful and look before you pour, because otherwise you might get a nasty surprise. Luckily that's only happened once though. I like to leave this one here on this convenient rock with the top off, because it likes to leak from the top of the spile here. I was losing a significant amount of sap, so I just put her right here on the rock, and that catches everything that comes out of her. Got a little friend in here. Come on, guy. What are you doing in my bucket? You living? Oh, no. Yeah, he's alive. So this is the biggest sugar maple that I tap on our land. And as you can see, it's an absolute unit. It is well over 24 inches in diameter, which means that you can tap it 3 times. But I think I screwed up and I tapped it all 3 times on the same side of the tree. This is the south facing side, so it's the side that gets the most sun. So, you know, I try to tap on that side, but I don't think I'm supposed to tap this close together. At least these two are pretty darn close. So next year I'm probably only gonna tap this one twice, just cause I feel like I don't have to tap it 3 times anyway. But this is one of the things that I'll learn to change for next year. So it turns out that sap is still flowing today pretty decently. Collected about 11 gallons on my 80 taps, so that was about half that I got yesterday, but I started pretty early today so I could get it in to the warming pan so that it could get evaporated before this batch finishes here. Yeah, I just have it, it's been sitting in the warming pan for a little bit now. I was pouring it in periodically, so I have about 10 gallons in there now and one still in the bucket. Since this is raw sap unfiltered, I just have it going through this little filter right here, coming out of the ball valve through the filter and then into the main pan here. It is 3:42. We started this just before 11. Still may have been a little bit late because we still got a little ways to go now, especially with all the sap I just collected. I wasn't expecting to get those 11 gallons today. I mean, the sun's kind of just been spotty. Been pretty gray overall, so. But it's warm. It's warm today. It's around 40 degrees, so it's still flowing. So it's now 5:30 and we're still bowling away. Still a little bit of sap left in the warming pan here. We are getting there slowly. As you can see, I brought in the reinforcements in the form of the bedroom fan, which I'm hoping will aid in the process of evaporation and get more oxygen to the fire. Running at like 206. Trying to get to that 212, but it is elusive. Definitely the sap I collected from earlier is not helping it. So we might be here for a little while longer. Thinking I might actually draw off a batch here and bring it straight to the final boil pot and start working at it from inside the sugar shack as well. I think that's the way to go, to be honest. So I'm gonna start drawing her off. Now hopefully this brings the level in the evaporator pan down a bunch so it boils way faster. I'm gonna be bringing this inside and putting this on the finishing boil, and we'll try to break up this whole evaporation process, and hopefully it'll be finished a lot quicker. Got my 5-gallon pot here on my propane burner, using the exhaust fan for the first time, and it is really working nicely. The humidity level instantly went down in here the second I turned it on. The last of the syrup is finally in the final boil pot. The evaporator is finished. It really did its job, and we're officially 12 hours in. It is 11:15 right now p.m. and we're hopefully gonna boil this down to maybe 3 or so gallons. I want it to be right at that red line. I'm just shy of it. So this probably needs about a minute more, maybe 2. And here it is, everybody. After 14 hours of boiling, massive amounts of RO in, this is our final product. So altogether, that's almost 7.5 quarts, because this one isn't all the way filled.
you.